Real Talk the podcast. We just keeping it real. Inspirational, motivation. It's something that you can feel. Authentic, I know you can tell. Hosted by Kimberly Sherrill. We got food for thought. Come help yourself. One of a kind like nobody else. Yeah, wanna see you mentally grow in a major way. Play this back like day to day. See all that stress and doubt, just watch it fade away. There is nothing you cannot achieve. Good vibes, yeah, we got that. Kimberly, go ahead and talk to him. It's the Real Talk podcast. Let's go.
Hello, beautiful listeners. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Real Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Sherrill. Let me just say thank you for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here listening to this episode. For that, I am eternally grateful. So, as you guys know, each week when I am interviewing someone, I am just so ecstatic. I love having conversations with people. I guess that's why I named this show Real Talk, because that's what I love, real talk. So I have with me in the guest chair today, Ms. Patricia Dyer Witherspoon. Hello, Patricia.
Hello, Kimberly. So glad to be here.
How are you doing?
I am doing well, very well. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. I love hearing that. I'm an energy person, so I need the positive energy all the time, especially whenever I am on the microphone. So go ahead and tell the beautiful listeners of Real Talk the podcast a little bit more about you.
Well, again, thank you so very much, Kimberly, for having me this today. I'm very excited to be here and be able to talk with your viewers and your listeners. So my name is Patricia Dyer, and I am the director of Breakthrough Flags Ministries, where we teach and train people how to use worship tools like scarves, streamers, billows, choreography to create ministry pieces that shift the atmosphere and touches the heart of God's people. And what we specialize in is teaching people strategies and systems who are not technically trained. So it doesn't matter if you didn't go to ballet school or if you haven't went to Juilliard, you can still use the gifts God has given you to praise Him. We also do workshops for women where we come in and we teach about worship and the power of praise and worship. And that's my passion, that people understand that worship is a way to unlock the keys to the kingdom.
I love that. I love that. So, flag ministry is not something that you really think about on the regular. Well, I'm sure most people don't, or even really connect it with praise and worship. How exactly did you get started with your flag ministry?
Well, one of the stories I tell is years ago, I remember when I used to love dancing and I would close my eyes, I would always see these colors like flashing around. And I would say, does anybody else see colors when they're dancing? And then years later, when I became born again, I was at this presentation and this woman was dancing. And as she began to dance, my spirit just began to leap and it brought me back to my love of dance. So as I started to go into classes and I started reading up and going to seminars about liturgical dance, I came across a group that did flags. And when I saw those flags flying in the air, it took me back to those moments when I used to see those colors in my eyes when I was younger. And so I knew that was the Lord speaking to me. So that's how I basically got involved in it. When I just saw the jubilant colors and when I was like, wow, this is what heaven's going to be like, just glorious jubilation going on. And that's how I got involved in flag ministry.
So you were basically seeing colors sort of like what you see when you look through a kaleidoscope. You spin and you see all of the colors going.
Yes, definitely. And one of the key things is like we use streamers. And when I would close my eyes, I would just see these colors swirling in the atmosphere. And when I saw the streamers, I was like, that's it. That's what I used to see. And so definitely, just like a kaleidoscope, the colors that were that you could see there is what I would see.
So as a child, you were never, or a child or an adolescent, you were never actually a part of any type of flag line. This came later in adulthood.
Yes, this came later on. I've always loved dance. I've always loved music. And so I went to, the neighborhood dance school. I took some classes when I was in college and things like that. And so as far as the flag ministry was concerned, I had never seen it before until I was at a conference actually in Texas. And that was the first time I saw it. And I just fell in love.
Wow. Wow. That's actually that's amazing. And the connection between the two. I guess it was definitely I guess it was definitely your calling. That's the way to say it. Because you, as a child, you saw all of these things and you didn't know what it meant. And then once you had that moment, it was like an epiphany. It was, that moment of eureka. Okay, this is where all of this came from, and this is what I'm doing. So, when in the ministry, do you only work with churches, or do you work with some outside organizations that maybe have like some type of flag and dance team?
Yes, I work with churches. We do outreach sometimes. We do vacation Bible camps. We've gone to let's say that we've done outreaches like here in New York City with the COVID. They've done different churches have done outreaches, and we've gone out with them to do that. And I'm also the head of the New York State Century, and which is a flag group. And so in that area, what we do is we bring people in, whether you're from the church or you're just somebody who wants to learn flag ministry. We bring you together and we do outreaches, and we teach you about flag ministries and the different ways that you can use flags.
Okay, that's great. So, what else do you do within Breakthrough Flag Ministries?
Well, one of the things we do is we do have workshops. We have 2-day workshops and 1-day workshops where we teach all the different worship instruments like flags, scarves, and streamers, and billows and more. And choreography is a big one that we teach again, because we want people to know you don't have to be technically trained for 20 years to raise your hand and give the Lord glory. So we teach a lot of choreography. We teach strategies that you can use. I also do coaching. So I have coaching calls I do with people. I can work one-on-one with a particular ministry, and so whatever their need may be, maybe they have the choreography down but they've never used streamers or they've never used flags, so we create a personalized and custom package for them so that we can come in and we can teach them again the power of praise and worship, because a lot of people think that you just pick up a flag and start waving it, and that's flag ministry, but that's not. There's a foundational aspect of it, and that's what we teach about how flags are used in the Bible. We talk about the different types of flag ministries you can have. So we teach all those different kind of things.
That would have been my thought, that you can just sort of pick up a flag and go with it, not knowing the background, the foundations of it all. I know that it's more than just twirling the flag around, but, how it connects to the Bible and all of those things, that would be something that I would not necessarily know. And in high school, I was on a flag line, so I know how technical it can be as far as choreography and all of those things, because you're not just twirling the flag, you're telling a story
Yes.
with the movement of the flag. And so, understanding those connections, I'm sure, is what really makes your ministry a ministry, and sense of that is making those connections with this movement, with these colors, and how it goes into the praise.
Yes. And I always tell people that the ministry piece is the last piece of the puzzle. And so what we do is we have a framework called Cornerstone. And because God is the cornerstone, He's the foundation that we stand on. And so through our framework, we teach you what the Bible says about the flag, or whether flag or dance or whatever the instrument that you're using. We teach you about how to use it. We teach you about how to prepare to use it, because there's different ways to prepare, whether you're dancing or you're using flags. We go into the Bible and we pull out scriptures so that whatever we do is standing on the word of God. And so we go through all these different 5 situations, And then at the end, we teach you how to use those things. Because by at that time, when you get through all those things, you won't be able just to use it, but you'll be able to use it with purpose and with power. And that's our goal, because our tagline is purposeful, powerful praise. So we want people to understand that there's power in praise, and that when you move, when you're lifting that flag, you need to lift it with purpose.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that foundational core there. So, in addition to workshops, you also do events. You have a summit coming up, correct?
Yes, I do. I'm so excited about it.
Tell us about it.
All right. So one of the things, that I've been thinking about with, actually, my husband and I, we both had COVID, and we both were hospitalized. And when we had COVID, one of the things was that we were very, very weak. And so in order for us to get better, we really had to take time out to take care of ourselves. And as I was going through that, I was saying to myself, wow, as ministers of people of God, whether you are a minister in your home, on your job, whatever it is that God has called you to do, a lot of times we're so busy pouring out to other people that we don't take care of ourselves. And so even though I was sick, it was hard for me to sit still and take care of myself, because I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. But it was a time of reflection, and it was a time of stillness. So God was just started revealing to me about the importance of taking care of yourself, especially when you are a servant of God. So one of the things I was thinking about, when you go on a plane, they tell you that you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can help anybody else. And I think a lot of the times when you are a servant of God, again, whether you're a servant by taking care of your children, if you're a servant that you are stay-at-home mom, if you're a husband and you have two jobs, what happens is we're busy taking care of everybody else, and then we become run down. And then when we begin to come run down, we're trying to give other people things. And what happens is you can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a summit, and it's going to be calling Self-Care for the Anointed, taking care of God's servants. And one person said, but how do I know if you're anointed? If God has called you to be a mom, you are anointed. If he called you to be a teacher, you are anointed, because anointed is simply that he gives you the power and the grace to do the things he's called you to do. And again, we know as moms, we are the last people. We have a joke, my friend and I, is that we don't eat the burnt toast anymore. You're cooking, and that piece of chicken burns. Who gets the piece of burnt chicken?
In my house, it's the youngest.
Well, I'd have liked to have been in your house. And so like today, I don't have to eat the burnt toast anymore. I can take care of myself. And so we're going to be talking about different ways that you can take care of yourself. And we don't mean like going to get a pedicure and a manicure. That's fine. But we're going to be talking about deep ways that you can take care of yourself.
Okay. So I love the concept of that. Now, what you said earlier about when you're on the plane, they tell you before you attempt to help anyone else, put the oxygen mask on yourself. When you're on a cruise ship, they tell you to put your life vest on first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And I just want to say that I am very glad to hear that you and your husband recovered from COVID, because I'm sure that had to be a very scary event to go through. But from that, you were able to really reflect, and now you are manifesting something that is going to be beneficial to many, because self-care is really, really important. And definitely mothers, I would say, are probably the subgroup that is the worst with self-care.
Yes, definitely. And and that's going back to we think that, oh, Dad, like I said, the burnt toast one. But again, I can't efficiently take care of my baby if I'm worn down. And so when it comes to self-care, a lot of people will say self-care is, oh, you're being selfish. But self-care is not selfish. By me pouring into me and I get filled up, now I can come back and I can hold you up. And so we want people to know that self-care is not selfish at all. And in 2021, it's going to be time for you to pour into yourself. And so we have an acronym. And so time is take time, for T is for take time, I is for invest in yourself. And when we say invest in yourself, again, it doesn't mean just go getting a pedicure or manicure. That's fine. Invest in yourself means, did you go to the dentist? When's the last time you went and bought a good pair of shoes? A good pair, not the one from, Pay Less or whatever little shoe store you have. Because if you're on your feet, like I was a teacher, and as a teacher, you need a good pair of shoes. They tell you that from the ankle up is professionalism, from the ankle down is survival. So if you're on your feet a lot, do you get a good pair of shoes? That's how you invest in yourself. Did you go get new glasses this year? Things of that nature. M is for make yourself a priority. Prioritize yourself in the day. So one of my priorities is I need to go to bed on time. I need to make myself a priority that no matter what's going on, at this time I am done. Because if I don't get the proper rest, again, I can't get up in the morning and take care of my family. Making myself a priority is I like to read at night. So if I take my shower, get ready for bed, and I get myself all settled up, I can have some quiet time till I could rest my mind. And so M is for make yourself a priority. And E is for every day is a gift from God. How did you unwrap your gift today? And that comes definitely from the COVID. Today is a gift for me. How am I going to use it? How am I going to take care of me so that I can pour in the lives of others? And so that's what we're going to be talking about, that it's time this year for us to realize that in order for us to be of service, is that we have to take time. We have to create morning routines that work for us. We have to create night routines that work for us. And so these are things that we can do so that we can better be of service to the Lord and to better service to those who are in our inner circle.
I like that definition of self-care because, like the example you give about getting the manicure, pedicure, that is fine. And that's typically one of the first things that people think about when they think about self-care. They think, oh, go get your nail done. Oh, go get a pedicure, go get a massage. But no, have you been to the dentist? When was the last time, you went to see your doctor and had a physical? Are you keeping up with your medications?
Yep.
The shoe thing is really, really big because not wearing proper shoes affects so much of your physical body. Those type things. I learned that as a kid. My granddad and my aunt were like my lifeline. My aunt, her feet were very disformed. And it came because, of course, she was born in 1914. So she lived during the Great Depression and all of those things. And she had a lot of brothers and sisters. And she was responsible for financially for some of her brothers and sisters before she was even of adult age. And so she never spent money to buy herself proper shoes. She just wore whatever she could. And wearing the too little shoes, it disfigured her feet, which really affected her, down the line in her life. Not having proper shoes, I teach, and I can see that with kids who have not been wearing proper shoes. And it may not be from not being able to get them, but getting the wrong type of shoes when they're babies. You see them walking on their tiptoes. Their feet are too flat. So all of those things are really, really important. And when you are used to putting somebody else's needs in front of yours on a regular basis, it gets to be routine.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to be routine. And so I'm loving that you're having this summit at the start of the year, because people need to really take time to make sure that their cup has something in it
Yeah.
before they attempt to pour someone else a glass.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. Starting in January will really set the tone for the other 11 months in 2021.
Yes, and thank you for saying that. And it's so true. We begin start these habits and routines that are not self-serving to us. They serve others, but they're not serving to us. And so one of the things we're going to be doing during this summit is we don't want to overburden people because they're already overburdened. What we want to do is teach you how you can make simple adjustments to your life so that you can start feeling better about yourself. So I'm going to share one of them right now with you. One of the things I started doing in my morning routine is by my bedside, I have a cup of water. So when I wake up in the morning, I drink my cup of water. And what that does is that it rehydrates my body. I'm telling you guys, try it tonight. Put a cup of water. And my daughter laughed at me. I wish I have a big orange sippy cup. She's like, Mom, you look like we're the kids. That's all right. I have my sippy cup right next to my bed. And when I get up in the morning, I drink that cup of water. And I think about it in two ways. One, when it says in the Bible, when God talks about you will thirst no more if you drink of me. And then so in the morning, when I drink that cup of water, it's like I have the living water of the Lord just beginning to flow through me. And then the other thing is that your body has been asleep for 8, 9, 10 hours. It's dehydrated. So by drinking just that simple cup of water, you're refreshing yourself and you're getting yourself up and going. So that's just one simple thing that you're going to do. So those are the kind of things we're going to be talking about at our summit, how you can, again, just make little shifts and adjustments of how you're going to be able to better take care of yourself, and I'm telling you guys, if you try the water idea tomorrow morning, you're going to feel so refreshed when you wake up.
I'm going to try the water thing in the morning. I drink water before I go to bed because it does help me sleep. And then the water, of course, really kind of helps my digestive tract so that I wake up in the morning and any waste that needs to be, expelled from my body from the day before, because I've had the water, it definitely helps with that. Just to keep from being dehydrated and all of those things. I'm going to try the water in the morning though, and see if that makes a difference. Does the water count if you put coffee in it? Because if so, I've been nailing that.
No, that doesn't count. I know people have been asking about, but I drink water, tea. No, just drink plain water. I'm telling you, I love water. So it's wonderful for me. But yeah, try the plain water and you're going to see how it just invigorates you in the morning when you drink that cup of water in the morning.
I'm going to try it. And let you
We're
know.
going to have a series of speakers. We're going to have a nutritionist, and she's going to be giving you ideas that you could really use to make simple meals that you can, instead of eating out, because our first thing is, I'm just going to stop and pick up something. We're going to talk about how you can have a pantry that's packed, and how it's not going to take you longer than 20 to 30 minutes to put together a healthy meal. And I'm not talking about, the Rachel Ray meal, and I'm not talking about, but it's a good meal. Like she did it with me. And it has shrimp, or you can have chicken. It's a lot of good things that we can do. But the key is, again, you have to have a stocked pantry. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to have somebody talk about the abundant life. How do you live the abundant life? We're going to be talking about, we're going to have financial people there, and how you can, because again, we give, but then we have nothing for ourselves, where I may decide, well, you know what? I'm going to self-care and take that vacation. Oh, I have no money. How can we put things in our plan so that we can take some money, so we can take that time and refresh, renew, and refocus ourselves? So we're going to be talking about that. We have mental health care people coming. We have a chiropractor that's going to be there. I'm going to be talking about creating a morning routine that honors God in your day. Kimberly is going to be there. Yes. And so we have a plethora of speakers and topics for people to come and to glean from and to learn, so that this year can definitely be different. And what I like is that this is not a New Year's resolution, because resolutions come and they go. This is going to be a lifestyle change that you can simply make, that's going to change your 2021. And so just think about it. How hard will it really be to drink a cup of water in the morning? But watch and see the benefits. And that's what our summit is all about. We're going to be giving you a morning action plan.
So you mentioned a chiropractor. I'm sure the chiropractor will not be cracking backs virtually. You can't hear me? Oh, I'm sure the chiropractor will not be cracking backs virtually. So what will the chiropractor be speaking on?
Well, one of the things he's going to be talking about, which I'm doing right now, was with everybody working from home. Everybody is having issues with their hips and shoulders because we're hunched over. So he's going to be talking about the importance of proper alignment and different things that you can do so that you can make sure during the day that you align yourself and that your spine is stretched out, and that you're not hunkered over with your shoulders coming forward.
You know, I'm starting to believe you are like sitting somewhere in my house, because my hip, I've been complaining about my hip hurting since Friday. Like, it hurts to the point where my leg starts to go numb.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to hear that information. So the listeners, tell the listeners how they can attend this summit.
Okay, great. So the summit is going to be January 29th and 30th. And we have two ways that you can join. One way is going to be the VIP. So with the VIP package, you get both days. And you're going to get the breakout sessions. So that would be the session like with the chiropractor. That would be the session with the nutritionist who's going to show us how to cook meals in 30 minutes. Real meals, not like the Rachel Ray minutes, but real meals and healthy meals in 30 minutes. So that comes with the VIP. Now, that's $87. But because you are Kimberly's listeners, we are going to have early bird specials for you up until the 17th of January, and it'll be $77. And after that, it's going to go back up to the $87. Then we have the 1 day special where you can join 1 day. That would be on a Saturday. And you would just get the main sessions. You wouldn't get the breakout sessions, just the main sessions. And that will be $27 until the 17th. And then it goes up to $37. And so you can go to bit.ly/SCGAS. And I'm sorry, those are all capital letters, capital SCGA, capital S. And then the rest of the word summit is lowercase letter MUSUMMITT. I'm sorry about that. So it's bit.ly/, and the first 5 letters are capital. So that's SCGAS, and the rest of summit is lowercase UMMITT. So that will stand for that's the bit.ly link that you can go to.
All right, listeners, and the links are also in the show notes. So be sure to check this out, because this is a jam-packed summit all about self-care, getting ready for 2021 to make 2021 greater than 2020, and, you know, making sure that everybody starts out with taking care of themselves. And so, Patricia, before our time is up, tell the listeners how they can find out more information about you and Breakthrough Flag Ministries.
Okay, thank you, Kimberly. So we have a Facebook page, which is Breakthrough Flags Ministries. And we also have a website, and that's www.breakthroughflags.com. And you can go there, and we have, you can go there and get a free gift. We have a free video where you can learn 5 flag movements. We have blog posts there. We can learn about liturgical dance and different things about worship. So you can go there. You can also go there to my contact information is there. We are also on Instagram at Breakthrough Flags Ministries. And if you would be interested in hosting a flag workshop, you can go to the website and you can use the contact information. Even if, like I said, if you have women's ministries and you would like to have some kind of worship workshop for your women's ministries, you can go there and you can get in contact with me there.
All right, listeners. So she's giving you all the tools. So make sure that you check out the show notes if you would like to connect with Ms. Patricia Dyer and find out more about Breakthrough Flag Ministries, and make sure you register for this summit. Get the self-care going in 2021. So listeners, you guys know that time always flies when I am here with you. So we are now at the end. Patricia, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, Kimberly.
It's been wonderful. All right, beautiful listeners, that is all the time that we have for today. Make sure you tune in next week for a brand new episode in 2021 of Real Talk, the podcast. Again, I am your host, Kimberly Sherrill. It has been wonderful to be with all of you. I hope that everyone is being safe and that you get that self-care in. And until we meet again, remember to do what? Keep it real. Bye, beautiful people.